Welcome to Driven to Excel, a four-part series on mentoring presented by the NAFA Fleet Management Association. I am your presenter, Cecilia Sepp. In episode 1, What is Mentoring? We're going to examine the concept of mentoring, what it is, why we do it, and how we can do it. As you can see on the screen, I have shared 3 areas about mentoring. And let's talk about those right now. Mentoring is the passing on of knowledge from an experienced individual to a less experienced individual. This is different from coaching, and oftentimes people confuse mentoring and coaching because they do have a lot in common. But the biggest difference between mentoring and coaching is that coaching focuses on the passing on or improvement of skills for a very short period of time. For example, if you've ever played Little League baseball, your coach had a very specific amount of time, which would be the baseball season, to help you improve your skill set when it came to fielding the ball or batting. They don't delve into your needs on the field. They just teach you how to hit the ball and how to catch the ball and how to run the bases. So that's very skill-driven, and that's very much what coaches do. They don't necessarily pass on their expertise or their knowledge, although of course that would be a little bit part of coaching. But the whole emphasis of mentoring is to create a longer-term relationship with somebody that you can share your knowledge and expertise with, and most importantly, your experience, because experience is something that takes a long time to collect. But if you can take that experience and share it with somebody else going forward, that improves their performance, their knowledge base, and also helps them become better at whatever it is you're mentoring them in. And to be a mentor doesn't mean you have to be older chronologically, because to be a mentor means to share your information, knowledge, experience, and expertise with someone else who needs some assistance. So let's say that fleet management is your second career. Somebody younger than you may have been in the profession longer. Therefore, they can mentor you as to how to be an even better fleet manager than you already are. They can also share some lessons they've learned along the way so you don't make the same mistakes they did. And to me, that's a really important part of mentoring. But to be a mentor means that you basically have knowledge and experience to share with someone else who can benefit from what you've learned. And that relates back to what I just said about avoiding common mistakes. By telling other people, well, you know, I tried that and it didn't really work very well, you can help them save time and money in the long run. And they can also be better because they're going to avoid those same pitfalls. And that's where the benefit of experience comes in. But I think another important question to explore is, why does NAFA support mentoring? Because it's very obvious why individuals might mentor each other, whether you mentor somebody in your profession or somebody in your neighborhood. But why would an organization support mentoring? Well, if we review the NAFA mission statement, NAFA propels the fleet and mobility profession through its world-class certification, education, advocacy, and peer networking programs, and is an essential element of success for individuals involved in the profession. That highlighted portion at the end of the mission is the part that relates directly to mentoring, because mentoring is a peer networking program, as well as being just a way to meet other people. And it's an essential element of success. If you want to be successful as an individual, you need to meet other people in the profession and talk to each other and share what you know. And that is the heart of mentoring. If we review the NAFA core values, we see under the value community professional and personal pride in being part of a collegial alliance of individuals with a common passion for excellence, mutual respect, shared experience, and collective action. Now, while mentoring is an individual activity, individual to individual, it is also something that can be a collective action when an organization like NAFA makes a commitment to mentoring, because what you're saying is our community supports the passing on of knowledge and experience to our future generations of leaders in fleet management. And that also supports professional and personal pride in being part of the NAFA community. And that, again, is at the heart of mentoring. It's people helping people, and it's building pride in what you do. But you're also paying it forward to the future. If we review NAFA's goals, under professional development, we see the knowledge and tools necessary to succeed in a rapidly changing industry. As we look at our rapidly changing world, much of it being driven by technology, we need to help each other to deal with all these changes because they're coming much more quickly than they ever have in human history. And that's okay because we can mentor each other as we move forward and help each other understand and adapt to the changes that are coming. Now that we know why NAFA supports mentoring, let's talk about who mentoring actually helps. As you can see on the screen, I've listed a few points that we're going to go over. Everyone in a profession benefits from mentoring if they participate or not. Now you might say, well, gee, that doesn't sound like you're encouraging me to be a mentor, but I have to say the opposite is true because somebody needs to do the mentoring, and I encourage you to become a mentor because there's an age-old question, if not you, then who? If not now, then when? And even though everyone will benefit in the profession because some people are mentoring and sharing what they've learned and moving it forward, imagine how much better the future of the profession would be if the most people mentored someone, even for a short period of time. Mentoring makes a profession and an industry better now, in the moment, and in the future, because you're taking the collective experience of your community and sharing it and making sure it goes into the future and helping people perform even better and become even better professionals and have great personal development by continuing to learn throughout their career. Your knowledge and expertise live on in the future generations of your profession. And that is not something to sneeze at, because when you retire from the profession and you're no longer actively contributing, in a lot of ways in the future, you will be, because you've taken the time to share your life lessons and professional lessons with another individual who's going to continue working in the profession. And those lessons that you share, that person will share with someone else. And while you might be relaxing and enjoying retirement, you're still contributing by having shared what you know and what you learned. As a mentor, you can actually build a lifelong friendship with someone that shares your commitment to the profession. And you may also find that you have a lot of things in common outside the profession. Now, nobody's saying that you have to have a lifelong relationship with somebody, but it's a potential benefit that you could find. And as a mentor, you're going to learn from your mentee because they're going to have information to share with you. Also, they will help you develop by asking you questions because you may consider things you hadn't thought about or hadn't thought about for a few years. They will also share their perspective of the world from where they see it. So everybody benefits in the end from mentoring. So who does mentoring help? It helps you as the mentor, it helps your mentee, and it helps everybody in your profession. So how do I mentor? This is a really important question and one that I always like to answer. There's no one way or right way to mentor someone. You're going to find your own unique way of doing it. It's going to depend on the relationship you create with your mentee. But what you need to do is you need to set aside time to get to know your mentee and find out what areas they would like to learn about from you. You need to ask them questions. Most importantly, you need to listen. because by listening, you can explore the areas that you can best help that individual with your experience and your life lessons. And finally, there's an actual online tool you can use called the Mentor Match service at NAFA, which is part of your membership. And it helps you find someone that you can connect with in the association. Mentor Match also helps mentees find mentors who have something in common or perhaps have that area of experience they're looking to improve in. So when do I mentor? Another great question. Every relationship's different, so you decide how often you're going to meet to do your mentoring meetings. Generally, mentoring occurs for at least an hour, at least once a month. And an official mentoring relationship through programs like Mentor Match generally lasts about 12 months. You can, of course, extend that relationship longer because you don't have to go through a formal program to continue mentoring someone. So mentoring can happen anytime, any day, for any amount of time. So this is a good time to bring up micro-mentoring. And you might say, well, what the heck is micro-mentoring? Well, this is a concept I came up with years ago as somebody who does a lot of mentoring myself. And micro-mentoring are those times that you help somebody in the moment answer a specific question or get through a few weeks where they're working on a project or trying to work through an issue that they need to resolve. And it doesn't mean that you make a 12-month commitment or a formal commitment, but every time you help somebody with information, expertise, or life lessons you've developed, you're mentoring them, whether it's for 5 minutes, 5 days, or 5 months. You probably do that a lot. So you've probably been doing a lot of mentoring over your career and not really thought of it that way. So next time you answer someone's question, remember the concept of micro-mentoring. So where do I mentor? The great thing about today's world, the 21st century, with all of this technology we have, is you can mentor in a variety of ways. You can use any virtual or digital tools like Zoom meeting, conference software, or email messages. Maybe your mentee sends you a note and says, hey, I'm having this problem. Do you have any advice or tips? Don't count out the telephone, though. A lot of us, I think today, we tend to rely on text messages or maybe some other social media messaging, or maybe we just send email messages. But any conversation had in real time where a person can hear your voice and hear the emotion, or you share a laugh or commiserate in real time, that is really, again, the heart of mentoring. The heart of mentoring, I've mentioned several times already. The heart of mentoring is sharing your time with another person, and that's really important. And they need to know that you're there for them and you can listen at the very least, even if you can't answer their question. So real-time conversation is what's important. You can also meet, of course, in person for a meal or have a cup of coffee together, or maybe you get together at a local or national conference that you're both attending and you attend some sessions together and then discuss the session content and how that can help you both improve or what you've both learned from it. But a lot of mentoring is just sharing time, listening, conversation, and again, that transmission of life lessons and expertise that you've collected over the years. And most importantly, the future will thank you. And that is a big benefit many of us don't think about. But the future is out there. The future is being created every day, every moment, every time we do something. Every time we help someone, we're making the future a little bit better place. And your expertise will move on and live on and help other people. Because someday one of your mentees will be a mentor and they will say to their mentee, well, my mentor years ago taught me this lesson and I want to share that with you. And that's why I love this quote from Ella Wheeler Wilcox. With every deed you are sowing a seed, though the harvest you may not see. So you may not see the impact your mentoring has on the future, but it will have one, and it will be great, because the fact that you shared what you know will help somebody grow in the future and become the best fleet manager they can be. To learn more about the NAFA Mentor Match Program, you can sign up for mentoring at nafa.org using the community link. If you want to know more about the program and how to connect with someone, you can speak directly with Chris Goyette, Senior Manager, Chapter Industry and Community Relations. You can email Chris at cgoyette@nafa.org or give her a call, 609-986-1047.